All right, you guys. So you have a bolster, 2 blocks, and a strap. Our focus today, so 3 things to focus on as you're getting older: core strength, the ability to push yourself up off the floor, and the ability to stand up from a seated position. So we're going to actually work on a few of those things today through our practice. But this is slow flow and meditation. So we also will take quite a bit of time for meditation. In fact, I think we'll do legs up the wall at the end and open up through the hips. So that is the plan for our class. I want you to start in a place that feels the best for you, whether that be seated or lying down. It is your choice. So you have made it here on your mat. And I know what a challenge it is to take time to do that. But now that you are here, really be here. This is your 45 minutes of time. So we start in this position of stillness. Notice your body. Notice the muscles, how they feel. Notice the tightness that you may feel in some areas, and also those spaces that aren't tight. Just acknowledging, no judgment, as you scan through your body, acknowledging and maybe you do pay particular attention to those areas that feel a little tighter today. Can you use your breath to allow for more softness in those areas? And now focus fully on your breath. Let the air flow deep into the belly. We'll stay here a few more rounds of breath, and then with these last few rounds of breath on your own, pay particular attention to the gap, that pause between the inhale and the exhale. And now begin to move in any way that feels right for your body. So again, whether it be seated You be seated or on your back. Just find some movement here. Maybe it involves a long stretch in some way. Maybe it's some side movement. Maybe it's knees into your chest if you're on the floor. So whatever here feels really right. That's where you need to be. All right, we are going to meet in a seated position, and you'll need both. You may want something to prop yourself up, and you'll need your strap close to you as well. It's been a little while since, I think we did this a few weeks ago. But before we actually take the strap, let's do just some easy side to side head rolls. So drop your ear to one shoulder and then slowly bring the head from shoulder to shoulder. So we're going to start off slow today, but I will say we are going to move a little more quickly for a pretty good chunk of class. And then we have legs up the wall to end things, as well as some hip opening against the wall. All right, bring your head back up to center. And I'm going to actually turn my back to you just for a second here so that I don't mess us up. You're going to grab that strap and you can layer it. You'll lay it over that right shoulder. So we're going to use the strap to anchor the right shoulder down. Your left hand is behind you, grabbing onto the strap, and then the right hand is in front. And you are going to drop your right ear to your right shoulder. And actually, let's switch this. We're doing the opposite side. So bring your left hand to grab the strap in front of you, your right hand behind, and then drop your left ear to your left shoulder. So away from this right shoulder, you're anchoring it down. Now we will pause here just a little bit longer. Feel free to explore a little bit. So dropping the shoulder, the chin toward the shoulder feels good. Feel free to do that. You can even rotate your chin to face up. See what you find there. And then let's slowly bring the head back up to center. We're actually just going to do the same thing on the other side. So you'll bring that the strap to the left shoulder. Let me see if I get this right this time. All right, your left, no, did I do that right? Yeah, right hand behind. You know, it's really what feels good. And what makes the most sense, sorry. So your right ear to your right shoulder, you are anchoring that left shoulder down. Your hands are in a position on that strap that feels like it really makes sense for you, and you are exploring. So whether you drop the chin toward the shoulder, or you angle your chin up, or a little bit of both, you see what you find on this left side of the neck. Perfect. And then let's release that. Release your strap. I'm going to turn and face y'all now, and we're going to do just a little bit more here. So it actually helps to place your hand so that you are right against your skin. So it might be going underneath your shirt. And you are going to, it doesn't matter which side you start with here, but what you're doing is over on one side, you are drawing the skin down. Your opposite hand can be on top of that other hand. And then you're drawing the skin down and lifting the chin up. And even when you angle your chin up, you may even want to jut your chin out a little bit. And just notice what you feel along the front here, front of the neck. Again, you can angle a little bit. When I angle away from the side that I'm working, I feel it all the way up into my ear. Ooh, feels really good. All right, come back to center, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So again, it's helpful to have some contact with skin, and then drawing the skin down, the chin up, and maybe even jutting your chin out. Maybe angling your head away from the side that you are drawing down. Good. All right, and then we are releasing that. All right, coming to all fours. Let's do a little more warming up here. So with your hands directly underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, we are going to actually start off here with some core work. So from here, if you'll take a deep breath in and just let your belly expand, and then as you exhale, draw the belly in, push a little extra air out, and see if you can find just slight abdominal engagement here. Your right arm is going to go straight out in front of you, and we pause right here without sending the left leg back. So just notice here, that right arm in front, how there's no counterbalance. So it may seem a little more challenging than if you were to send the leg out. And actually, we're going to do that next. So your left leg now will extend. Just notice the difference once you extend that left leg. Again, you're looking straight down to the mat. And let's lift the arm and the leg up a little higher. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your elbow and your knee in toward each other. We have just two more like that. Inhale to lengthen. Think of a cow pose here at the back. And then as you exhale, elbow and knee draw in, think cat pose. One more time, extending long. Exhale, elbow and knee in. Good. Inhale to extend. Drop your right hand to the mat, your left knee to the mat. Do anything here in between that might feel good. Trying to decide if that's my music or is it a car? Must be a car. Yeah. All right. And then let's set ourselves up again. So first of all, just find that abdominal engagement. And then when you're ready, your left arm is you're going to send that out in front. And we pause here, pressing up and out of that right shoulder, pressing fully through the right hand. From here, begin to extend your right leg straight back behind. So your left arm is out in front, your right leg is back. Take a deep breath in, and actually let's see if we can lift up a little bit more here to start. Again, think of that cow pose through the back. Take a deep breath in, exhaling, elbow and knee draw in toward each other. We have two more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee draw in. Good, and one more. Inhale, lengthen. Yes, nice job, you guys. And then elbow and knee draw in. Beautiful. All right, extend. Hand and knee return to the mat. From here, curl your toes under, walk hands and feet together to find a standing forward bend. All right, we're pausing here for just a little bit, and we have some things that we're going to do from here. So if you would like to grab a block for support, we are going to end up twisting from here. But before we do that, we're going to do a little more core engagement from here. So with either hands to the floor or hands to the block, bring all of your weight to your left foot. Your left foot should be underneath that left hip bone. And see if you can lift your right foot up off the floor. So engaging through the abdominals here. Yes, good. You're just lifting it up. And actually maybe it's hovering above the floor. So the right foot is hovering up above the floor. The sole of the foot is maybe an inch up off the floor. And then you'll set your right foot down, bring all of your weight to your right foot, and all you do is lift that left foot up slightly, maybe an inch off the floor. Yes, beautiful, yeah. So as you hold here for another breath, find that strength through that right leg, but all the way up into the core. All right, set your left foot to the floor. All right, your left hand will stay to the floor. Your right hand goes to the lower part of the back, and we'll begin to open toward that right side of the room. Yep. Try to keep your hips square for right now. So there shouldn't have been any change when you twisted in the level of the hips. Now we are going to change that. Begin to bend your left knee, send your right arm up into the air. When you find a twist, we also may find some opening through that right outer thigh. Perfect. Let's release. We set ourselves up for the same thing, other side, right hand to the floor or to the block, your left hand to the lower part of the back, And then you're opening up to that left side. Again, hips stay square here. Begin to bend your right knee and send your left arm up into the air for this full twist. Little outer thigh opening. Beautiful, let's release. Let's roll up one vertebra at a time. Good. Move to the front end of your mat. We warm up with a couple rounds of sun salutation A, but we have a little chair pose within them, so that'll help us with this, the next flow that we do. All right, feet hip bone width apart. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, lengthen up, dive fully forward as you exhale. All right, let's find a deep bend in the knees and drop the fingertips so that they graze the floor. Core strong, send both arms out in front. So you're reaching toward the front of the room. Your body is parallel to the floor. Draw your chin toward the back of the throat. And from here, let's rise up to a chair pose. So it's just a little shift of the body. That's good. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, fold and straighten out through the legs. Step back to a plank position. Corkscrew your hands into your mat. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower down and inhale up to a back bend of your choice. We make our way to down dog. You choose how you get there. Good. And we are going to hold here in down dog for just a few breaths. So a few things, walking the dog is something that we normally do, but you could also drop the shoelace side of your foot to the mat to stretch through the front of the foot, front of the ankle as well. You could shorten your stance. You might feel a little more into your calves if you shorten your stance between the feet and the hands. You could widen your hands. Going a little wider might feel better on the shoulders. So explore a little bit here. We have one more full breath. Press both heels toward the floor, your chest toward your thighs. Press away from your hands. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling to look to the front end of the mat. Let's travel forward. Inhale, half lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, sweep all the way up, stretch up tall. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, lengthen up, dive fully forward as you exhale. Graze the floor with your fingertips, dropping the hips down so you've got a really deep bend in the knees. And then once again, you are lifting your arms up, reaching toward the front of the room. Find that full, strong core engagement. Back side of the body, front side of the body. Do that little shift of your body up to a chair pose, and let's add a little twist here. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you're twisting to the right, right arm back, left arm forward. Yes. Inhale to come back to chair, and exhale, twist to your left. We do that one more time each way. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, chair. Exhale, dive fully forward, straightening out through the legs. Step back to your plank pose. Deep breath in, exhaling to lower down, inhaling up your back bend. And then we flow to down dog from here. Good. From your down dog, look to the front end of the mat and travel forward when you're ready. This time from that forward fold, we are rolling up one vertebra at a time, just nice and easy all the way up. Good. All right, we have a flow that we will do 3 times, and we will do, there's 5 poses, but actually we repeat a couple of poses. So from the front end of the mat, we start off with a chair pose. So find your chair pose here. And as you hold your chair pose, do that slight tuck under of the bottom so that you feel abdominal engagement and your pelvis remains in a neutral position. Deep breath in here. As you exhale, your right foot is going to step back, your left foot stays. We find warrior one. Nope, I lied. Let's find crescent lunge. So come up onto those back toes first. And let's start off here by bending that back knee just a little bit and tucking the bottom under, a little extra for your hip flexor. So we'll move through this round a little more slowly, and then the middle round, we go a little more quickly, and then I actually have some things we'll add on. We're dropping that back foot to the floor now. This is warrior one. So trying to keep your upper body facing the front of the room. Let's find a warrior two. Sending the arms wide. Good. Let's make our way back to a crescent lunge. You might need to shorten your stance just a little bit, but keep those feet hip bone width apart. All right, we step our right foot in, we find chair pose. We do that again with the same side. So your left foot will stay, right foot steps back, crescent lunge. Warrior one. Warrior two. Crescent lunge. Chair pose. All right, so this is about opening through the hips, but where you may be feeling it is through the shoulders. Hold on with me. We have one more round. We step back for a crescent lunge last time through. I have a couple things that I add on to this. We find our warrior two, just setting that back foot on its side. Good. Let's find our warrior two. Good. We make our way to crescent lunge again. All right, so from your crescent lunge this time, you are actually twisting to the opposite or the same side as your leg is on. Yep, there you go. Good. All right, from this twist, we're holding. I want you to look forward toward the front fingers and look back to the back fingers. So you're rotating the head from side to side, looking forward, looking back. Good, let's return to that crescent lunge, sending both arms up. Place your hands down around your left foot. Left foot swings all the way up and back for a three-legged dog. You are welcome to find a three-legged flow here. You could flip your dog, you could find a wild thing pose, you could roll through that left hip. And then let's step our feet wide on the mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. Angle your toes out toward the corners of the room. Drop your hips. Let's find a garland pose. And we have some movement here to practice. We're going to do this twice, but we take a little break in between. So we're going to twist in one direction. Does not matter which side you start with. You come back to center. You twist in the other direction. Come back to center. Send both arms up into the air. Stand up tall. Yes, we have two more like that. We are dropping into our garland pose. You twist in one direction, twist in the opposite direction. Yes, so nice, you guys. Send both arms up, stand all the way up. Ooh. And last time here, you drop down. Good, we twist in one direction. We twist in that opposite direction. Send both arms up and stand all the way up. From here, heel toe your feet so that they are hip bone width apart. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, find a back bend. We'll inhale, lengthen up, and do a big C dive forward. We walk out to our plank pose, and from your plank pose, we either have plank hold or 8 tricep push-ups. So pushing, bringing the body down, pushing yourself back up. You do your 8 and then meet me in either down dog or child's pose. Good, so child's pose or down dog, your choice. So again, we are focused on standing up from either a seated position. Actually, I missed that part. We're going to do that next time. But from a squat, standing all the way up, and then pushing ourselves up off the floor were 2 things that we were focused on today. So we take a break from that, and we return to strengthening through the arms and opening up through the hips. Let's make our way to down dog. Look to the front end of the mat, travel forward. Once you arrive all the way forward, roll yourself up to stand. All right, we prepare for that same thing, other side. So we start off with chair pose. We'll stay with that right side, but if you were kind of doing alternating, feel free to make sure that you are getting that even balance on both sides. So right here, let's find chair pose. All right, in your chair pose, just softening through the shoulders, through the sides of the neck. The arms are up for a while. So try to find that softness through the sides of the neck. All right, your right foot is going to stay. Your left foot steps back for a crescent lunge. Feet stay, that hip bone width apart. This first time around, let's really focus in on that left hip flexor. So you bend your back knee, tuck the bottom under, and find that opening. Good, and then we have our warrior 1. Turn that back foot on its side. You decide the depth of this lunge. We find our warrior 2. Good, pivot onto your back toes, return to crescent lunge. Perfect, we step in chair pose. All right, we have 2 more rounds. That last round, we add a little bit of balance. Deep breath in. As you exhale, warrior, not crescent lunge, sorry. Warrior 1, back foot turns on its side, yep. Warrior 2. Crescent lunge. Chair pose. All right, our last time through, you either stay with that same side, or if you've been alternating, keep doing that. Right foot maybe stays, otherwise, again, left foot, we're stepping back. We start with crescent. Warrior 2, warrior 1. Sorry, my fault. Now it's warrior 2. So nice, y'all. All right, so this time we return to a crescent lunge. Find that stability, find that, make sure your feet are still hip bone width apart. And then we twist to the right. And then from here, you're looking back fingers, you're looking forward at the front fingers. So back and front. Meet me in a crescent lunge. Hands down around your right foot. Right foot swings up and back to find that three-legged dog. That could change to a three-legged flow. Whatever you practiced on that first time around, do that again here. And then we meet up in down dog. Let's step our feet wide and walk the hands into the feet. We drop the hips toward the mat, and this time we're hanging out here for a bit. So you can choose to do that same movement that we did where we went up and down. You could choose to practice a crow pose here to work a little bit more core. You could do some twisting if you'd like. So you choose. All right, let's meet at the end of our mats in a standing forward bend. So lifting the hips up, heel toe the feet so they are hip bone width apart. Let's do reverse swan dive to rise all the way up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, lengthen up, big C shape as you dive yourself forward, walking out to plank pose. Guess what? 8 more tricep push-ups. I'm gonna say you're welcome. When you finished your 8, it's down dog or child's pose, your choice. So I know those are not fun, sometimes just not easy to do push-ups. They don't seem to, they do get a little easier, but I just commend you for, being able to move is such a blessing, the way that we are moving. So I know those aren't fun, but thanks for doing those with me. All right, let's meet in a down dog. And all we're gonna do from here is walk hands and feet together. Once again, it's a slow roll up, just nice and easy. And then you are going to make your way to the wall. You can grab your, I think we are gonna try and do just a little bit of this, a little more core strength. So bring your 2 blocks with you. And we start off here by stacking, making a little block sandwich with our blocks. And you're gonna have a seat on those. Be careful. Make sure that you're steady there. Okay, so just a little bit more core work and then we'll focus on hips and final relaxation. All right, so all we're gonna do from here is stand up. What was that? So, well, I mean, it's all right. So if that felt pretty easy, feel free to remove one of those blocks. If you feel like, yep, 2 was good for me. And then once again here, see, I find it a little bit more challenging me right up against the wall to stand up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. All right, and then have a seat. And I had people in my other class that removed the block entirely. That is not something, but we weren't up against the wall. I really feel like there's a little momentum that happens when I'm gonna make them do it against the wall. Okay, so that's it. You guys can practice that at home if you'd like. So just a matter of being able to stand up by using your core instead of pushing yourself up off something um, to stand up. That's the big thing. All right, legs are going up the wall. And once you arrive all the way up, let's go right to a V. So send your legs out wide and let's open up through the inner thigh. So we have a little bit of time to open up through the hips, but in this time, we also have the opportunity to relax fully through the upper body. And I know when working through hips, sometimes there's a lot of tension that's released. So let your upper body stay relaxed. Let your breath flow smooth. Let's take 2 more big, relaxing breaths here. And now bring your legs back up over the hips. Keep your left leg extended up over the hip and bring your right ankle above the left knee. And maybe that is good enough for today. If you'd like to add a little bit more, you could slide the sole of your left foot down the wall. Relax the shoulders. Relax the neck. Soften the jaw. Smooth out the brow. Let's slide the sole of the left foot back up the wall. We'll switch to the other side. Your right leg extended up over the hip. Left ankle above the right knee, staying there, or sliding the sole of the right foot down the wall. Now let's slide the sole of the right foot back up. Extend your left leg up. You are on your own for just a little bit here. So if you found that one side, one hip felt really tight and you need to go back to that side, feel free to do that. If you'd like to add a twist, we did our twist standing up today, but we also did it with a little balance. So if you would like to twist, you could put the soles of the feet to the wall, slide them down, bring the knees into the chest, and walk your feet to one side and then to the other for twists. If there's any last thing here that your body needs, any last pose, you have a little time. And now you have a choice to stay here with your legs at the wall. So if your legs are not extended, if you'll extend them up. Again, you'll have a choice. You have a choice to either stay here or if you'd like to find corpse pose with your legs not up the wall or any other pose, feel free to find that here. We've come to the last few minutes of class. This is still your time, and this is a time to pause, to allow both the mind and the body to relax. We're often running, especially during the workday. Take this time to pause. Let your next 2 breaths be the biggest, most calming breaths of practice. Now bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes. You're welcome to stay with your legs up the wall, or you could roll to your favorite side and rest for a couple of breaths. we make an extremely slow transition to a seated position. Please take your time. And once you arrive in that seated position, and keep your eyes closed. Let's take one more big deep breath in together. We send our arms all the way up into the air for a big stretch. As you exhale, you draw your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for taking time to pause with me today during your busy workday. I know how tough it is for you all, and I do appreciate it. Namaste, friends.